Let's go to our live NBA mailbag. We're going to answer all of your questions. If you're watching with us live, use that hashtag NBA or send us your super chats to jump the line. We're going to get your questions pulled up live on screen. Let's go to Cole Gecko. Says, will the Bucks try to trade Giannis before he hits free agency? We're starting off with the hot questions, and I appreciate you, Cole, for getting that question in. And I love the picture, by the way. It's a good question because Giannis is going to be a free agent in 2021, which obviously makes things difficult for the Bucks because they're like, okay, well, if he's going to leave, what the heck are we going to do? Here's what I say on this one. If Giannis tells you in the middle of the season, I'm gone, of course you trade him. You don't let him walk for scraps in 2021. But if you still think you can win a championship and Giannis hasn't given you any sign that he for sure wants to leave, you can't trade him. He is a generational talent. He does things around the rim that only Shaquille O'Neal ever did. You do not trade him no matter what. You hold on to him and you try to convince him to come back in 2021. There's only one reason you trade him, and if it's he tells the front office, he goes and says, trade me now or I'm walking in 2021 and you're going to get nothing when I leave. So I think they're going to hold on to him. I also expect him to re-sign in free agency because I think this team is going to be very, very good next season. But hey, let's get a little bit juicy. Let's get a little bit spicy. Give me your takes. Where will Giannis sign when he is a free agent in 2021? Do you think he goes back to Milwaukee? Do you think he goes to Dallas? Do you think he goes to Miami? Those seem to be the three teams. I've seen Golden State and Toronto in there as well. So maybe it's a 5-team race. Maybe it's Toronto, Miami, Milwaukee, Golden State, and Dallas. Maybe those are the 5 teams. But maybe you have a different team in mind. Shout it out down below. Let's go to Ali Moya Hadidi. Says, should the Wizards go for a third star, and if they do, which player do they go for? How about we get like a second star? Are we still going to call John Wall a star? Are we still calling him a star at this point because he tore his Achilles and his ACL? I don't know. Unless you mean Rui Hachimura as a star. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they should go for another big piece, but if I'm the Wizards, you just got to build through the draft, and maybe you can trade John Wall for some draft picks and get something in return. I don't know what the Wizards are going to do. They have the 9th pick. I think they could get a guy like Devin Vassell there, and you just build around young players. See if John Wall comes back healthy. If he does, you do have a good team. John Wall, Bradley Beal, Rui Hachimura, whoever you get with that 9th pick, and I like Thomas Bryant as well. So I'll have to wait and see with what happens with John Wall. Play Triple Sports says, should the Jazz let Jordan Clarkson leave? I don't think so. I think they should bring him back because I think he was really helpful off the bench for them. They have struggled with bench scoring. It's all about how much is he asking for. And I don't know what he's going to ask for on the open market because he had a great year with Utah and Cleveland, I guess, for half the year. So I think they need to bring him back, especially with the health of Bojan Bogdanovic kind of being in question after he had that surgery. So I'm going to say no. They should definitely bring back Jordan Clarkson if they can. Let's go to Paul Potiuman. Says, Steven Adams to Dallas for Dwight Powell and Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, why does OKC say yes? This is my problem here. Dwight Powell's coming off a torn Achilles. Willie Cauley-Stein, he has a player option. We don't even know if he's going to opt in quite yet. If you're going to trade for a big man, yes, you have to trade away some of your big men that you already have. But OKC will not trade Steven Adams unless you give them draft picks, which the Mavs don't really have that many to give up, or you give them young assets, which, again, only young assets the Mavs really have are guys like Jalen Brunson, Dorian Finney-Smith, maybe Maxi Kleber as well. I don't think any of those guys really piqued the Thunder's interest all that much. So I think OKC says no. But you know what I say yes to all the time is wearing a mask. So go get yours today at chatsports.com/NBA mask. Whether you want to rep the Dallas Mavericks or any other team, you can go get them in a pack of 4. A pack of 3. They have 2 packs. You can get one for you, and when you go out on a date and you need your girlfriend to wear a mask, you can do that. Or you got a solo mask as well. Chatsports.com/NBA mask. These things are also machine washable, which is great because we have to wear them every day in today's world, which stinks, but it is what it is. So go to chatsports.com/NBA mask. It's going to be in the comments and in the description. Quay91 White says Paul George to Golden State. I mean, do the Clippers want the number 2 pick? I don't think so. I mean, they have a very tight window right now. I think we are underrating Paul George. I know he stunk in the playoffs, and nothing made me happier than seeing Pandemic P coming out to play. But the Clippers, the Warriors. Oh, wait, the Warriors. I was getting all mixed up here. Yeah, I'm right. I think the second pick and Draymond Green, I don't think that gets it done. I don't think the Warriors have what the Clippers want in return. So, I don't know. You got to give me something better than that. I just don't think the Warriors are the team for Paul George. Paul Christian says, can Golden State sign Gallinari? No. Unless Gallinari really doesn't. Well, actually, Gallinari did say that he would be willing to take a pay cut to go win a ring. And Golden State is in a very good spot to go out and get a ring somewhere. And I think Golden State could really benefit from a guy like Gallinari. Obviously, they have Draymond in the starting five. He's more of their defensive forcer type power forward, whereas Gallinari could come in and be that instant offense off the bench. I would love this move for the Warriors. I'm just not so sure Gallinari is willing to take that big of a pay cut because the Warriors don't have a lot of cap space to go out and sign him. Now, whenever something big goes down, whether it's Kevin Durant leaving the Warriors, or it's Kawhi Leonard going to the Clippers, or it's Anthony Davis going to the Lakers, whatever it is, we've been live for it all. So when you go to youtube.com/chatsportstv, or you scroll on down to the comment section, hit that big red subscribe button, you're going to get free basketball coverage 24/7. Best place to go. We just hit 200,000 subscribers. I want to get to 300,000 subscribers very, very soon. So go hit that subscribe button today. Why not? Coming in with the question says, the 10th pick for the number 2 pick for the number 10 pick and Kelly Oubre. Interesting. And then the draft Neesmith, but if Vassell is available, draft Vassell. You know what? I think Golden State would be willing to do this. I really do. I think this is a pretty good trade. I think they get a great player in Kelly Oubre, and they can still get their guy at number 10 because let's be honest, if they want to trade down for Devin Vassell, that's a good place to probably get him. I think he falls around that range. So I think both teams say yes. I'd be interested to see. I think Phoenix, at that point, you have to take LaMelo Ball and place him next to Devin Booker. That's a pretty good question and a pretty good trade idea as well. Nader Arzuni says, who do you think the Pistons should draft? So the Pistons have the 7th overall pick, and they need a point guard. In all of my mock drafts, I've had them taking the same player every time. Killian Hayes out of France. It is a perfect pick. He and Sekou Doumbouya know each other. They're tight, and the Pistons want to build around guys like Sekou Doumbouya, Luke Kennard, and whoever they get at 7. They get Hayes, Doumbouya, maybe they bring back Christian Wood. It's a fun team. Not a good team by any means. In fact, I think they're still the worst team in the NBA, but you have some young pieces to build around. So they got to get a point guard. I think Killian Hayes is the answer for them. Ryan Vasquez coming in with the question says, 3-team trade. The Cavs get Hayward and Turner. The Celtics get Drummond. The Pacers get Kevin Love. All right, time to turn on my think brain and really think about how this would all work out. So Hayward and Turner go to the Cavs. Celtics get Andre Drummond. Pacers get Kevin Love. I think the Pacers are the team that are out on this one, and here's why. Domantas Sabonis and Kevin Love, kind of similar players there. I know they don't like the Turner and Domantas Sabonis fit all that much, but I think the Pacers are out. I think the Cavs would probably say yes because it kind of speeds up their rebuild and they get rid of a big man. I think the Celtics would 100% say yes in this one because they want a big man like Drummond and it would make some sense. Pretty solid, but I think you got to tweak what the Pacers are getting in this one. Thomas Moorhead coming with the question says, what is Buddy Hield's trade value? So that's a great question because the Kings are all over the place with what they want to give up or what they want to let walk. And I think Buddy Hield, you got to at least get a first-round pick out of. If you don't get a first-round pick, like you have just wasted him and just wasted the talent that he has. So I think he's worth a first-round pick and probably at least one more like rotational player. Now, it doesn't have to be top of the rotation. I think even an end-of-the-rotation kind of guy could make some sense. But I think we're undervaluing just how good of a three-point shooter Buddy Hield is. He is an incredible three-point shooter. But unfortunately, the Kings are kind of stupid, and they might just let him walk away for basically nothing. Let's go to, I'll just call you AB. AB says Knicks trade down for Tyrese Maxey. I mean, the Knicks are picking at 8. Sure, but if you're picking at 8 and you want a point guard, I go with Cole Anthony for the Knicks. I like Tyrese Maxey a lot. I have him right below Cole Anthony right now. So if Cole Anthony's available at 8, I think you take him. Tyrese Maxey's still going to go, probably somewhere between the 13 to 18 range at this point in the draft. And I don't know, if you trade that far down, it's like, what are you going to get in return? Maybe, I think the one thing that could make sense, we'll play this out. Let's play this game a little bit. If they trade down from 8, I think a team that can make sense is the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics trade 14 and 26, and then the Knicks can stockpile their first-round picks there. Maybe that makes some sense, but then I think you run the risk of losing out on Tyrese Maxey if he's not there at 14. Dustin Jurgens says Aaron Gordon for Kelly Oubre Jr. Not bad. Not a bad idea. I mean, the Magic want to get rid of some of their big men. They have Mo Bamba, but the problem with the Magic is that Jonathan Isaac is probably out all of next season, so they might want to hold on to Aaron Gordon at this point. I think the Suns absolutely say yes. You put Aaron Gordon next to DeAndre Ayton, and that makes a really fun team right there. I like Kelly Oubre Jr., though. I think a lot of people are sleeping on how good he is. The problem is for the Suns, they've got Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. I think they'd rather focus on their growth than keep focusing on Kelly Oubre. Not bad. I think the Magic maybe say no in that one. Last question coming in here from Gio Garcia. Should the Shamrocks trade for Paul George? I mean, if there's a team that has the pieces to do it, it might be the Celtics. They have 3 first-round picks in this year's draft. They have Jaylen Brown, who's a great player, but I don't think you trade Jaylen Brown for Paul George. They have Jason Tatum, who's a great player. You absolutely don't trade Jason Tatum for Paul George. The only player that I can see the Clippers being interested, besides Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, being interested in in a trade for Paul George would maybe be a Kemba Walker. But then at that point, if you're the Celtics, you've got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Paul George all on the wings. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. So if I'm the Celtics, I say no. Focus on Brown, Tatum, Walker, even getting Gordon Hayward right, and I think that's a little bit more fun.